Great to meet you. You've written a wonderful book yourself. That's really impressive. Now today I thought I would teach you how to remember PIN numbers. Tell me a secret. Has your mum ever forgotten a PIN number? Or has she told you she's forgotten a PIN number? No, well, she's a very clever mum, because I forgot a PIN number. I was getting some cash out of the bank on the day I went on holiday. I was in a rush, it was raining, and I punched in my number and it said wrong number. So I punched it in a bit slower and it still said wrong number, and I knew all the right numbers, but perhaps not quite right in the right order. So I punched in it again, and you know what happened to my card? The machine gobbled it up and flashed lights at me, and I had no credit card for ages after that, and I couldn't get any money out at all. It only gave me 3 attempts. So since then, I decided I had to learn a special way of remembering PIN numbers. And it was then I decided I was going to become a memory champion. And I did. So, most people can't remember numbers. And do you know why numbers are a bit hard for grown-ups to remember?
Because there's lots of them and grown-ups have to think of loads of other boring stuff.
Yeah, they have to think of boring stuff, and they have to think of, and the numbers themselves, they're a bit boring, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really, they're not that interesting.
Except for 96, that's a good number.
So why is 96 a good number?
Because it's my favourite number.
Well, why is it your favourite?
Because it is.
Oh, right, okay. So if you have a PIN number 96, then you will remember that. Right, so the way the memory champions remember numbers is they make them fun and interesting, and they mean something. I bet your birthday means something to you.
Yeah.
Yes? What's the number of the, you don't need to tell me the month, but what's the number of the date?
It's the 24th.
The 24th. So if you had a PIN number 9624 or 2496, you'd always remember it, wouldn't you? Because it means something to you. Now there are lots of different ways to remember numbers. And when I entered the World Memory Championships, I was the Women's World Memory Champion for 5 years. The way I remembered something like 3840 would be, I'd remember the 38 and 40 instead of 3840. And my number for 38, I had a picture, and that is a very special ballet dancer called Margot Fontaine, and she had roses falling on her, which was my number, my picture for the number 40. If I wanted to remember it the other way around, that would be 4038. I would have my picture for 40 on the ground and Margot Fontaine dancing on top. But that is what memory champions do, and I was practicing every single day. I put more practice into it than I think you've put more practice into your tables. It's a lot of practice. So we are going to start off with a different way to show you how you can make pictures out of numbers. Now I'd like you to, here are 2 pages from my book, and I'd like you to get a pen. I'll show you the number shape system, because that's the one I used when I entered the World Memory Championships the very first time. And every number has a shape which you could think of instead of a number. So can you see any shapes there which look like numbers?
That's 9.
Yes.
That's 0. 6, 8, 9. Not sure what that is.
He's got a funny nose. Yes, it's supposed to be a 5, that.
8, 1, 7, 1, 2.
Yes. Great. And how about that? What numbers do those shapes remind you of?
1, 3, 4, 3, 9, 4, 2, 6, 1, 3.
Great.
And
Okay. That's well, if you turn it round, it's a 7. The boomerang looks a bit like a 7, doesn't it? And that's a prickly cactus there with the 4. You can feel it prickling your hands as you touched it. Right? Now, if we go back to that pin code I showed you, pin number, if you have a 3, if you turned it on its side, it'd be like 2 little hills, wouldn't it? Yes? So you could, instead of thinking of a 3, you could think of that. And what does a snowman look like?
It's number 8.
8. And what number can you see in that yacht?
That's number 4.
And what does that look like?
0.
0. Right. So the way the memory champions do it is they make up a cartoon of those numbers, right? So if your mum's pin number is 3840, you could imagine the 3 is on the pavement outside the bank. Right? You know how paving stones don't join, you've often got lumps in them? Well, that could be your 3. Yes? And what do we have for 8?
A snowman.
A snowman. So there's the snowman climbing on the 2 hills in the pavement, right? What colour scarf has your snowman got?
Well, on that one it's black and white.
Yes, but what would you like your snowman to have? Your snowman has to be a special snowman.
I'd like yellow and red.
Yellow and wood.
Red.
Red. Yellow and red. And what about his hat?
Turquoise.
Right. And what's he got for his nose?
Well, that would be a carrot, so
A carrot.
orange.
Orange. Right, well that's a very colourful snowman. Now, this snowman isn't a normal snowman. He's a very special snowman, and he's a bit bored sitting outside the bank. So he trots off, and he decides, there he is, he's fallen off actually, fallen off the hill, and off he goes, and goes into a yacht. He lands on the yacht. Right? And what number was the yacht?
It was the number 4.
4. So we started off with what number outside the bank?
That was number 3.
3. And the snowman
Is an 8.
is an 8. And then the snowman goes onto a yacht, which is a
Which has the sails of a number 4.
4. Right. And then the last number we've got to remember is the 0. So an egg drops down from the sky and goes splat. Have you ever broken an egg?
Yes.
Oh, it makes a bit of a mess, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the yolk and the white and that shell goes everywhere. It takes ages. Well, that yacht has it. The mast breaks the yolk and it all goes splat. Right? So, can you remember that pin number?
Yes.
Yes, what was the first number? Outside the bank with the pavement?
That was number 3.
3. And what was on the little hills of the 3?
The snowman, which was number 8.
8. And where did the snowman go to?
a yacht which has the sails of a number 4.
4. And then what suddenly appeared from the sky?
An egg.
An egg.
In the shape of a 0.
So can you remember those numbers now?
Yes.
Off you go. The first number was a...
3840.
That's brilliant. That's great. And that is how memory champions remember numbers.